Greetings, fellow excavators. Rodamont here. Thank you for tuning in to Timberborn 1.0. Episode 19, Underground Tunnel Project. Continuing where we left off, we are going to keep building the badwater rig. Trying to get the rig fully built before the start of the next season would allow us to not have bad tide water coming out of here, which is really in our own benefit. Now, one of the things that we've left off not doing for a long time now is any wellness. And I fully acknowledge that there's not a lot of wellness in our colony right now because we've been focusing on mega projects. So maybe once this mega project is done, we'll pivot and do something else. We'll see. We have 6.5 days of drought left, which shan't be too much of a problem. And then if we take a look at the elevation map, here is the progress we left off for the cave or tunnel or whatever, which was going to allow for irrigation. So we still have a fair bit of blasting left. It's going to be a lot of dynamite required to get that finished up. All right. Will this be done in 6 days? Probably not. I mean, the amount of gears that is required. Currently, we have 100 gears in stock and 44 delivered, but that only gets us up to just shy of like 150 out of 400. So that's like way more than I think we will reasonably make in just a few short days. So I think more than likely this is going to be a longer term project. Which is fine. I could ramp up like gear making, but I don't think it's worth ramping it up just so that we can hit a specific threshold. Now, there's a lot of wonders that will also, like, this is obviously the biggest thing we've built so far in terms of, like, raw material cost. But what I was going to say is there's a lot of wonders that we will build later on, which have, like, similarly high costs. Like the Fountain of Joy, for instance, requires roughly the same order of magnitude of stuff, right? And so getting used to being able to supply that amount of stuff is kind of normal. One thing that I think is going to happen here in a minute, we're at 0.08 depth, is the river will run dry. Because this project didn't finish, and I really don't have the explosives to be able to allow this amount of water to do anything. It's kind of just stuck here because I can't blow it up and let it flow. So we are likely going to experience some crop loss as a result, because I just don't have the irrigation project finished, which is fine. We have a lot of stockpiled food. I don't think we're going to have any, like, hunger or anything. And then worst case scenario, if we really started to get hungry, I could always start the grist mill grind the wheat into, like, bread or maple pastries or something like that. There's a lot of levers we could pull to avoid catastrophic starvation. You know, all the blueberries, etc., etc. We're really not in any sort of threat there, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Now, one interesting thing as a result of having this, like, aquifer over here, which, if I control the floodgates correctly, this stuff will always have clean water, is that this will offer, like, arable land here probably all the time, even more regularly than this, until our irrigation project is done. So we could also, of course, like, build another farmhouse over here with, like, a zip line that comes off of here or something, like a triangular zip line type deal, as another method of longer term survival. I'm not saying I need to do it. I don't, because I don't think this drought's going to do us in. And if I recall correctly, this was like a 27-day drought, where the maximum drought time that you end up getting on hard mode, unless you, like, modify the difficulty, I think is 30. So this is pretty much a maximum drought. For all intents and purposes, we can say this is like a maximum drought. But everything's looking good. The commute times with the zip line are awesome. And our beavers are nice and productive and fast and diligent. No notes, no complaints. I'm going to pause some of the lumberjack flags because I don't think we're using timber quite as as quick as we used to. Another thing I wanted to add here, which this is what, too high, is I wanted to increase the potential flow rate over here as well. So I'm going to put a double dynamite there. Apparently, yeah, because that's 3 units high, right? I'll have to put a little staircase. It's fine. Is the about command not working? Oh, shoot. Hang on a minute. Yeah, that would be me. I need to fix that. All right, the about command should work, and the details will work in just a moment. Done. Okay, river is dry. Now, one thing that will happen is because of our excavation hole, we do get to keep a little bit of irrigation around here. It's actually one of the reasons why I put the dirt excavator adjacent to the farm, because I knew that even in the case of the worst droughts, we will have like free water sitting here as a result of excavation. So that's keeping pretty much all the potatoes alive, most of the sunflowers, some of the carrots. So there's some things that will die because we have 4.5 days of drought left. So like these carrots will die, but the trees won't. The dandelions, the blueberries, they won't either. So we won't have a lot of crop loss. Yep, Tusk here. Little Tusky. So the badwater rig has 1/4 of its gears, 2/3 of metal blocks, and about 1/3 treated planks. For the treated planks, no, I take it back. I was going to say maybe we don't have enough pine resin, but it looks like we do. So I think for the treated planks, it's just we only really have one wood workshop. So the fact that we only have a singular workshop, I think, is the bottleneck. I'm also going to pause the observatory so that we have a lot more haulers because I don't really need more science at the moment. I'd rather have people moving stuff around. Are the beavers with water icons receiving damage? They are dehydrated, but they are not going to die. Basically, they just need to go and fulfill their water needs at the large water tank. So it's really not an issue. The gravity batteries are quite low. Good catch. I'm going to temporarily pause the smelter because this project, it doesn't require any more metal blocks than I already have. And then also pause 2 of the lumber mills to recoup power. It also looks like it's about to bottom out because, well, simply put, there is no wind. So the other thing we could do is, do I have enough for another turbine? 20 gears? Yes. 40 planks? Yes. 30 paper? Yes. Okay. I am going to, because, you know, batteries are basically dead already. Throw in another large wooden turbine here and make this the highest of highest priorities. And there's the wind. It just picked up. And this extra turbine should probably help out as well. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build 2 of them. We've already disrupted the power chain. Oh, it's not... Oh, because it intersects the barrel. Yes, that would do. Can I build it here? Yes. Okay. So we're going to add 2 more wind turbines. I know that's going to use up a lot of the materials that we were using to build the badwater rig, but the badwater rig was not going to be finished within this drought period anyway. So I don't really see any issue as a result. Now, unfortunately, we have the... Come on, build that. Unfortunately, we have the wind spinning, but it can't add to the gravity batteries because I've, like, severed the axle. But, you know... A problem to be fixed in the morning. And we have 2 unemployed people. Alright, you are going to be employed at the dirt excavator. Congrats on the demotion. Alright, so now all the turbines are spinning. It has a connection to the axle. And the gravity batteries are being recharged. And then the last large wind turbine just got all of its materials delivered, so it is in business. We are generating more power than we are using. I actually will pause the dirt excavator because it uses a lot of power. So now we're generating almost 1,200. We're using 800, and things should be recharging. But that was a good catch. I hadn't noticed that and probably wouldn't have until it, like, stopped. Business as usual. How am I? I'm doing pretty well. No complaints. Okay, almost all the metal blocks are delivered. Gears are what lagging behind. It's fine. And then now at night, we've got, you know, the 6 turbines spinning and the batteries are getting hoisted up quickly. Okay, 2 days left of the drought. Does the dirt excavator stop producing dirt when it hits bottom of the map? No, it just keeps producing forever. It's an infinite source. Meaning there's infinite amounts of metal through the underground ruins and dirt through the dirt excavator on the map. They're a infinitely renewable resource, which is good, because if it wasn't, then you could only really build as much dirt as you could remove, which would be not a big limiting factor, but like obviously it would be a limiting factor. Alright, these like backup levees are no longer required. I'm gonna get rid of them. So I stopped my lumberjacks from cutting down trees, and we'll just like pick that up whenever it's convenient. I'm not too worried about the when. Could you theoretically increase the battery supply by exploding it below? Yes. So we've got, almost no metal in the ruins over here, so these scavenger flags are going to have to be moved. I'm thinking of maybe scavenging these ruins. Well, these ones are closer, and they're not far from a zipline station. So yeah, maybe I'll scav these instead. So let's get scavenger... Hi, girl. Let's get scavenger flags over here to replace the original ones we had. Because yeah, we're down to 26 scrap here. I'm actually surprised how many gears we were able to supply in the time frame. It was more than I thought that we would be able to manage. Grand Void, thank you for the resub. Now, here's an interesting thought. If... Oh, is this because we haven't blasted... This tunnel is full of water, right? But this isn't irrigated, which means it's too low. So what I'm thinking is... Our irrigation tunnel is too far down and needs to be raised up. So this drought actually was kind of useful in illuminating that issue. It's not a big deal because we can easily make the fix. And the fix is going to look something like this. We're going to start a tunnel here, and it's going to increase the cost, of course. So in this spot, we will start a new tunnel head. Good to know now. Exactly. Exactly. This would be a lot harder to correct later. So we're going to want something like just a little single platform there. And then what's going to be annoying is like... well... actually, no, it won't be that bad. Because you can place the tunnel like a terrain block above you. So that's something to be fixed once we have bad tide water. So we've got almost half the gears, we've got all the metal, we've got basically half the treated planks. Pretty good progress for the time spent, I think. Alright, so landscaping, tunnel. Why won't it let me place it there? Do I need no platform there? Maybe I can't tunnel, like, with anything underneath. Seems to be the case. Well, in that case, what we'll need to do is terrain block. We'll have to fill it, which is going to be annoying. But so be it. I made a mistake. I shall fix it. Yeah, I need support under the tunnel. I think I probably could get away with planks, but in this case, I'm just going to, like, fill it with the soil. Because I don't think it's going to be useful. So I might as well just fill it back up. So drought ends. We'll be able to get bad tide water off of here in just a minute. All right. And things are flowing. I think for these floodgates, I'm just going to fill them up because I don't care to fill this at the moment. And this project is going to be put on hiatus because it's not safe to deliver anything there now that it's dirty water. I don't want anyone getting sick. Alright, checking the heights of all the floodgates. Yep, our main water supply is about to fill up. And the 27-day flood maybe dropped the water level. Yeah, it did drop the water level beyond what was reachable for this large water pump. But we only dipped about 100 into our vat, which is to say pretty good. Low threat. Okay, both the bad tide pumps are good to go. And the current priority right now is to fix the irrigation tunnel. Do I need to disable the flash travel? Probably not. Although maybe it wouldn't hurt to cut that out. And then alternatively put maybe a zipline station here where the metal is. Actually, I'd probably be able to cut this out too. Yeah. That'll work. Alright, as the water level climbs, it will fill this back up. We didn't manage to get these floodgates fixed. But I'll probably build a floodgate there during the next drought because I don't want to spill out all the water that I want to contain. Trying to think, is there any other big picture stuff I'm missing? No, I don't think so. I think we're good. And all the crops got sown back like nothing ever happened. Alright, how's our tunnel going? I don't know how many spots we filled, but yeah, we'll need to make progress there. And then, consequently, on the other side, I don't think it actually matters how we started the tunnel over here. Right, for the irrigation start. Because we really haven't even gotten down to the level that we would want to tunnel that much. Right, like we have like the very start of a tunnel or whatever. It's really not a big deal. So we'll just keep blasting in this area. That also means that now that we have the bad tide water, we can turn on the explosives and the centrifuge. Because we actually have bad water. Do I want to rebuild the stairs back to the tunnel? I think I do. Yeah, alright, let's get that back. Okay, our water supply is filling back up with water. The rivers are now both flush with clean water. This zipline station is about to be done, and that will help out with metal. And I think we have enough dirt amassed already from the dirt excavator that I'll pause that. Because we don't have a lot of dirt building to do. Just to plug the tunnel back up. And then change the level at which we're blasting. Oh, shoot. Yep. I knew that I was replacing those flags, but yeah, I need to fire them, don't I? That's on me. Can underground tunnel with no surface connect irrigate above it? Yes. That is exactly why we're building this. The redirect uses dirt too? This does, yeah. Not a whole lot of it, though. That's why I don't think we're going to need more, but I could be wrong. It's one of those, time will tell. Now, it looks like we are blowing through a bad water real fast. Because we have a lot of projects that require TNT. I think they're probably... Yeah, it looks like they're putting the extract and explosives down here for this. Cool. That would be correct. And our main river is about to overflow. There it goes. So now we have a steady flow. I don't really need these water wheels spinning for power because the extra wind turbines we added handles most of that. But it doesn't hurt, I think. Yep, and you can see the dynamite going in. Now, it might change the level of which I'm blasting because apparently I'm not going one deeper than I had planned before. Also, yeah, okay, this is too far. Got it. I was wondering why progress was not being made. Is that... Okay, they can path to that. Cool. Alright. To fix this tunnel, yeah, let's prioritize that over everything else. So we can actually have it irrigate. Does badwater rig stop the flow? Yes, it stops the flow. It seals a badwater source, and then you employ workers who extract it directly from the source. Am I able to store more bad water? I hypothetically could. It's more about the amount of bad water I'm generating and less about like the safety of storage. So one thing I could do is to, because it seems like we're barely keeping up with our bad water demand, is to put another bad water... Oh, that's not gonna work. To put another bad water pump in here. But I need to change the course of the river just a little bit. The problem is, if I do that, the bad water will get close to this tile and pollute it. So, in changing the course of the river, I'm also going to need to blast... what am I doing? Blast this as well. And then get rid of some plants that are in the way. Can you prevent beavers to fill the dirt blocks in the tunnel in the wrong order? I already did that. Already done. The way these work is the arrows indicate the direction of build. So it's going to build this one, then this one, then this one. That's what these arrows mean. So they can't block themselves in. I could just flip the pump so it works. Yeah, I could do that. That might make more sense. Oops, wrong one. Flip. There. I still want the, I maybe don't need the soil, but I still want the flowers gone so that we can walk to it. In fact, now look at it, the other two were flipped too. I had already done that. Just forgot I had done that. Alright. Yeah, we are really struggling to supply enough bad water for the extract. So yeah, this bad water pump is a must. We're getting to this point where, like, I'm telling my builders that everything is the most important, and it's like priority creep. Oh, and here's a really good example of them building correctly in the designated order, right? They've already filled up a whole bunch of this tunnel. Awesome. Okay, we got a drought approaching. Got it. I'm going to put some more tree cutters back. Because we got all the levee logs, and now we're out of logs. And this next drought is going to be useful for making more progress on the badwater rig. I'm almost certain we'll be able to finish the badwater rig during it. I have more jobs than the workers can handle. Yeah, and that's fine. I'm, like, totally fine with that. Some of it is more the fact that I don't have proper priorities of stuff. Alright, so I'm going to want a few more stockpiles for treated planks over here. Because we filled up our treated planks entirely and have nowhere to store the new stuff. I could also do the same with pine resin. So I'll put another pine resin over here as well. And I do acknowledge that these small warehouses are not very, like, space efficient, but they're a good stopgap before I do, like, an industrial overhaul. Alright, let's check out the tunnel progress. Yeah, just a few more tiles. They're getting there. And then for the explosives down here, I actually don't see a lot of progress. Some of that is just a lack of... Well, actually, they have the materials. I have 43 extract and 12 dynamite. So the fact they haven't done it, I couldn't say why. Just haven't gotten to it yet. Oh, this is what they're working on. I see. I was wondering what they were doing. This makes more sense. I was like, what are the workers doing? So I think the tunnel here, I hadn't, probably the easiest way to do this is because I don't have a bad tide coming, this can be really low priority because it's not solving any immediate issues, right? With no bad tide coming, I don't really have a need for this infrastructure. So I'm going to deprioritize it so that everything is higher priority than it. How do you know when you need more beavers? It's just, you know, when you're adding more industries and you have high high unfilled jobs or something like that. I guess the easiest answer is with experience, you just would know. Oh, this did get planted. Good. So we'll add another floodgate over here for the overflow. Where is the excess water from this waterway going? Oh, it's flowing beyond it. Okay, I see. I was wondering if that was like overflowing somewhere. You know, I probably actually, in hindsight, don't even need this higher. What I could do is I could set this to point... Well, no, I want the water going down the river, so never mind, I take it back. But it doesn't seem to be overflowing here, so maybe it isn't an issue. I think this dynamite was not needed, after all. How's the pop? It's 40. We got 40 beds. Alright, taking a look at our tunnel again. It's almost filled in. I feel like we have a lot of beavers that were like, they're all working, but I can't put a finger on what they're doing. Of that I am not certain. There's a lot of movement, but like the project progress is pretty bad. That might just be a lack of patience. You think dynamite got turned down to lowest priority? Well, the workplace is highest priority. This stuff is really low priority, yeah. I'll put this to low, not lowest. So they work on it over the bad tide diverter. Well, that's a good catch. That might have explained it. Paper looks good, gears look good, planks, logs. Turd planks now has more capacity. Resin has more capacity. I'm going to pause the tapper shack. Because that's basically full of pine resin. Food's fine. Bad water is not great, but, you know, we grabbed as much as we could with the 3 punts we have. So it's not like these bad water pumps were inactive or anything. And there's the drought. It's basically the same duration as the last one. So no change there. There's nothing really different here. Cool. So business as usual. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pause the scavenger flags. And then reincorporate the zip line that leads up to the rig instead, and unpause the rig, as the water level has gone down enough that it is safe to deliver materials here, I think. Alright, let's also pause these guys, as there's nothing to pump now. Anything else I need to stop because of season? I think that's it. Alright. We just got to fill in the last of the terrain. And then we can fix our tunnels. Little miscalculation. Oh, yeah, because I said it should only be like... Okay, yeah, it was... I can tell it's like too deep. It's like the 3rd tier down. My bad. So once we run out of bad water, I'll also pause the explosives factory. Hopefully we have enough explosives to do another full explode here. We have 24. I have yet to place... Oh, there's a lot of missing extract here as well. I don't know. Maybe we won't get to that. Or maybe we do, through use of the badwater rig. That's actually more likely now, I guess. Dog treats, sure thing. Can zip lines have more than 2 connections? Nope. That is the limitation. What you can do is you can have like a hub and spoke type concept though, where you have like a zip line at your district center going off, like a bunch of them, like a, you know, like a train station. Off in all the directions, and then how all the other directions like loop. Like that's another way to design it. And maybe as some future project we can consider that sort of like hub and spoke type design. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure they weren't, like, physically stepping into the badwater rig to deliver that stuff, and they aren't. That's good. I'm going to set the badwater rig's priority to a little lower. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Keeping it high is fine, because we really only deliver materials to it when there are materials to deliver. Doesn't seem to be an issue. But I will want to build that above priority. And we're almost done with the dirt fill. How's our power? Looking good. We're producing 1,600. We're using 400-ish. No real issues there. We need 45 treated planks and 161 gears. We have about 60 gears, so we need to basically make 100 gears and 45 treated planks. That doesn't seem too unreasonable for a target goal. Oh, there we go. The last one is getting filled. And then we'll be able to, as soon as that gets placed, start tunneling proper, where it's not deeper than it ought to be. Now that we filled all the dirt, I'm going to pause the excavator so we don't have, like, rampant injuries. Okay. So now that we've got this going on, let's try to retrace our steps. Actually, I think at this point we really just go left. I think I wanted it under... Yeah, okay, that's exact... I somehow painted exactly where I wanted it. Good. Alright, that is the path. The challenge will be to just keep remembering to blast out the scaffolding that underneath. Now, the only issue here is this. Yeah, that could... Our pit is a little deeper than it needs to be, but that doesn't hurt. It just holds more water. It's not, like, worth fixing, because having more water is not an issue. But yeah, this pit is now, like, 1 unit deeper than necessary. Not to say that that's an issue. Oh, shouldn't this... I didn't notice that these weren't planted maple. Is there a way to hide trees? No, maybe not. Because I can see that there's like a few plots that are incorrect, but they're super hard to see from the plant menu. Oaks, chestnuts, and maples. Did that fix it? I think so. Cool. Didn't want to put in the flow control. Yeah, there's a 0% chance that I finish the tunnel before that because our builders can't even go that far without pathing, so I'm not worried about that at all. Thank you for tuning in to Timberborn 1.0, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow beavers.